And so we met on Saturday. We kind of talked about this. So I'm going to turn it over to her because she is doing amazing things. And I just want her to kind of jump in right now and share a little with you about her thoughts on marketing.
Yeah. So, hey, everyone. I hope you're feeling good today. I hope you have woke up to the best day of your life. I am Kim Roxie, Kimroxie. All the cool people call me Roxie, and I'm the founder of Lamique Beauty. Lamique is a tech-enabled clean color cosmetic brand. And you might have heard when Paula gave the intro that we're the first Black-owned clean, meaning non-toxic makeup line on Ulta.com. So we're breaking barriers, right, with what we're doing. And so marketing, when we think about that, and I see so many brilliant people on here, but marketing, when we think about that, is such a huge part of a consumer brand, right? It's such a huge part of that. And marketing is the reason why, it's a part of my why. So to bring up what Tori just talked about, 75% of beauty products marketed to women of color are toxic. That's my why, right? That's a part of my why. And the marketing. So a lot of us don't really buy what we really like. We buy what's marketed to us. Mm-hmm. Right? We don't really buy what we really like. Some of us are buying the mediocre version of something, the less than average version of something, but we're buying what's marketed to us, right? When you get those ads, those retargeted ads, when you get all of that to your phone and you're inundated with that marketing, it may not be the best product for you. You might not be buying the best thing. You're just sort of getting what's marketed, what's heavily marketed to you. And so that's a part of my why, actually. So when I think about marketing, I think about it from a standpoint that it can be a part of your why and what even got you involved with what you're doing. And so in regards to marketing, I've had to be very creative because a lot of our competitors, anybody out there have competitors with bigger marketing budgets than them? Sound off in the chat. Put your hand up. Give me a reaction on the emoji. Because I am not a talking bobblehead, okay, me and Tora, okay, so you're going to be in this chat. You're going to be in this chat today, okay? You're going to rock these reactions today. Anybody have, okay, I see Will said yes. Anybody else have, okay, Carlos, I see you sounding off. Anybody have competitors with bigger marketing budgets than them? Gail, I saw you give me a facial expression like yes. Who in the chat? Who's in the chat? Who said something in the chat? Do your competitors have a bigger marketing budget than you? So like you have to be creative around how you market. And what might be the traditional way of the way that people market may not be just your strategy for your business. Whether it's a product, whether it's a service, either way. And so when I think about marketing, I think about the out-of-the-box ways to be able to get inside of the head, to get inside of the heart of our potential consumer. So there's an example of that when it comes to a place that's heavy on marketing right now is actually TikTok, right? And the organic way that we are marketing on TikTok and using what we're already doing, the raw footage of us in our businesses, whether you're sitting at your laptop, whether you're at an office with a client, whether you are making a product, whether you're coming up with a course for what you're putting out, like that sort of behind the scenes is actually marketing for you. And right now, while it's still available and TikTok hasn't, you know, it's not as algorithm based and sort of, you know, pulling you off for these different reasons, why it's still sort of open season. Also, LinkedIn is another place that's open season, is you can put that footage on there. So kind of getting away from, oh, everything has to be perfect. I know we're in a business environment, and for a lot of us, we feel like we have to show up with our suit on and we have to do all of this. And really, there's such a switch around that we want to see what's really happening and kind of pull the curtain back. And that's what really people are getting into. So we're storytizing for marketing to monetize, storytizing to monetize.
Right.
And that's something that I believe that really can help us in our marketing landscape.
I love that, Kim. Thank you for that. And you know, it's so true because it is the story. It's the story. And so I'm a psychologist. That's my training. That's what I do, you know, that's what I do for work. Besides the coaching and the advising, it's really about understanding people and how we behave. And that's it. Like, even when people think that they're purchasing and they're making logical choices, it really is based by emotions. It's based by how, like, we're driven by what we feel, right? And how many times, I mean, I'm sure you can all think of times where like your mind was like, why are you doing this? But like, you were just like, you just felt consumed, overwhelmed, like you had to do this thing, even though like your mind, the logic was saying, I don't think that's the right thing to do. It really is. It's like that, the emotion takes over us. And so when you're thinking about, and that's why I said, really being clear on your why, because when you're really clear on your why, then there's other people who are going to connect with that, right? And that's where the story comes from. Like, you just can't, it's not about, sometimes people think marketing, I've been doing marketing for, I will say it, for like 25 years, working with people. And people are like, okay, so we just want to like, you know, market, make up some stuff for me, right? And it's like, no, I'm not just making up some stuff for you that's going to sell. Marketing really, like, good marketing really comes from the why. And it tells a story that pulls you in and that gets you all excited. And so as you're thinking about marketing your product, that's why a product, service, whatever it is, that's why I want you to think of your why. So when I listen to Kim talk about, you know, she does the clean beauty because we're marketed all these toxic products. And for those of us Black women, we know what these toxic products do. We know that we have the highest rates of, you know, hysterectomies and fibroids, right? We like
breast cancer,
right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of these toxic beauty products that we have used that, and I'm not going to I can get on a whole soapbox about that, but
yes,
it's because of that. And so once we know that, but even when we know that, when they put the pretty Black woman on the bottle and, you know, her hair is pretty, we buy the shampoo because like, well, she looks really pretty and she looks happy, even though like it's got methylparaben and everything else in it that we know we need to stay away from.
Right.
So it's like, but that's what I'm saying. They're marketing to us. They're pulling on our emotions and the things that get us excited.
Yes.
So let's do that in a positive way. And let's think about what are we doing and what's our product and how do we market? And I know you guys have questions.
It's one in the chat.
Okay,
it's
good.
One in the chat.
Good.
She said, Melody Smith, and Melody, I can read it or you can say it out loud if you like.
I'm not sure if it makes sense. So
no, it all makes sense, girl. It all makes sense because people be over here thinking the same thing and not bold enough to say it. So go ahead.
So what I provide is services for business owners. And I know that, you know, I've been marketing on LinkedIn, I've been on Instagram, but the problem is that the people that are going to be looking on Instagram, they're looking at that when they want to shut down. But I know my target audience is out there. So how do I actually get them, you know, and I guess involved, or how do I know that I'm reaching them? Because really they're out there. I don't know if I should be marketing to them on Instagram or, like you said, TikTok, or maybe I should just stick to LinkedIn because that's business. But if I know they're reading other things.
May I answer that question? So I also want to know if we might not get a chance to this here, but we all may offer services that may complement each other's business, and hopefully in future breakout sessions or somehow even online with your online profile, even with the Black MBA website or whatever, that we can identify Black professionals we want to work with, right? But to answer Melody's question, like market research will help. I'm in my MBA program at University of Tampa, and I was fortunate to be able to use my financial service practice, my investment advisory practice, and insurance practice as a case study to conduct market research. And asking questions that are important to my clients as to how do you want to be marketed, right? Is it by social media, or what is your medium preference for you to be contacted, right? Because sometimes we pitch a benefit that might not be their pain point. So having that data was really important for me to start my marketing campaign via LinkedIn, Facebook, my website. Because I think Kim's question is, when other companies have a marketing budget, I think that's a very cost-effective way. And the idea with social media is you just got to drip on them, right? You don't want to give them too much, but you want them to see you want to identify, okay, what do I want people to think of when they think of my brand, right? And then represent that in everything you do. And then over time, when someone's looking for your service, who do I know who does this? Oh, wait, Mel, do you do that? Because they've seen that. So it's something that's got to be consistent over time. You're not going to get immediate results right away, but after a while, then you become that person who comes to mind for that. I've got professionals here could use some of your, like, how, if I or someone I know or in my network could use the services that many of us offer, how do we connect that together so we do business with each other?
Yeah, that's important.
So that was one of the things that's why I wanted everybody to put your information in the chat, who you are, what you're doing, and how people can contact you, because I think that that's really important. I know we only have 15 minutes today, but take a look at the chat. It's going to be there. People's information is there. And I love what Andrew is saying, because, and that is why, and I know you're going to be like, oh my gosh, she keeps saying this, but that's why knowing your why and being able to tell your story is so important, because you want to be consistent. As Andrew said, you want to be consistent and consistently put your brand out there, and you want to have a consistent message. And it's having that consistent message and having people constantly see that, what is going to make them say, like, when they're ready, they're going to remember. They're going to go, oh, you know what? This person does this. And it, and somebody was saying, I think I heard someone jumping in, and
I was trying to get a question. I had my hand up virtually anyway.
Okay, great. Carlos, go for it.
Hello, everybody. So I'm not a marketeer by education or by trade. I wonder if you can kind of demystify some of the terms that you're using, such as story ties to monetize. I'd love to know what that means.
So basically, using your story, Carlos, to monetize, basically make money from it. So basically, using your story to do that. A lot of times we think that we should hide our story. So whatever your story is, Carlos, it could be, you know, like for me, for my business, I was diagnosed with a form of alopecia that caused hair loss. That's the reason why I created a brow kit for my brows, right? And so for you and your traffic management business or what have you, what it is, it might be some backstory, right? To you, like it could be the way you were brought up. It could be anything that sort of pulls on the emotional heartstrings of people that make them say, you know what, I support this business versus going over here and never knowing this person's story. Right. Yeah. So does that explain what I'm talking about, Carlos?
Thank you so much.
Okay. And also for Melody, because we only have like 60 seconds left, I want to say this, Melody, I also think you're making a little bit of an assumption. So I think you're making an assumption that we're on Instagram to relax. I use Instagram as yellow pages. So for me, to Andrew's point, when I want to go back and try to see what someone does, I look at hashtags, I look up friends who know people. Like I would go like the tourist page. I'm like, oh, she knows a lot of people. And I would see who was she talking about does a certain service or product. So just don't make that assumption, right? That we're just there for that.
That's a great point. Thank you. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I just want to say one thing to clarify, because I think
hello, everyone. How are you?
Hello.
I think your moderator got shut off pretty quick.
Yeah, we lost our audio.
Yeah. Who? Jennifer, you weren't in this room? Well, good afternoon, everyone. I don't think someone's supposed to record it.
recording.
Huh?
It's recording.
Okay.
We're actually just recording one session. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.